We're not allowed to fish and we're not allowed to hunt. This lockdown caper, it's a bit of a and I'm home all alone. The girlfriend's just down the road. Me poor old nuts feel like they will explode. Oh, lock me down, oh, lock us down until this COVID shitstorm virus leaves town. Oh, lock us down, oh, lock us down until this COVID shitstorm virus leaves town. Well, the stags are roaring, it's the time again. Here we're all caged up like fucking battery hands. And there's pigs in the hills, our dogs wanna hunt. This lockdown caper, it's a bit of a oh, lock us down, oh, lock us down until this COVID shitstorm virus leaves town. Oh, lock us down, oh, lock us down until this COVID shitstorm virus leaves town.
How are you? How you doing? So it's lockdown day 2 in New Zealand, and the first thing I thought of when I woke up this morning was, holy shit, what's it like for all you guys in the city? What's it like for you guys in areas where you've got no choice but you've got to go into a public place to get your food? You can't harvest it from your garden, or you don't have it in your freezer from your hunting and your fishing, and you've actually got to go out in public and put yourself at risk, because we don't want to do that. And then I thought, geez, I've been sort of thinking, oh, I can't go fishing today and I can't go hunting. What am I even grizzling about? I'm lucky I've got a bit of dirt here. I've got a bit of land. And I've got my own garden, and I've got some pork in the freezer from the last hunt, and a little bit of fish too. So no grizzling at all, Clay. And I do feel for you guys that are in a harder situation. I don't think this pandemic we're ever going to get over it. We're ever going to be the same again. I don't think this world is going to be the same. I think there's going to be a new world order, and there's no other way around that, and we've got to kind of somehow embrace that. But we've also got to do our own thinking for our own self, do our own due diligence, whether it's about the vaccine, or it's about our diet, or it's about our exercise, or it's about any number of things. We've got to think and do our own research and be comfortable with what it is, because there's a lot of confusion there. So I've decided that on the farm this morning I'm going to make a snap vlog. That means off the phone with bugger all editing. And I'm going to keep on doing this so long as we're in lockdown, just so you guys that are in a worse situation than me have something to watch. And I'm sorry it's nothing exciting, because we're very limited to what we can do here, but I'll do my best. Possy yum. Gee, that went fast, Bruno. Well, we won't be doing any hunting today with lockdown. Feels crazy to not be able to get out and do it. And there won't be any fishing either. These guys are getting a bit randy, and they've been doing some duck mating, which is good, because that means we'll be getting some baby ducks soon. The chickens don't eat slugs, but these guys do. It's really good because they clean the place up. Oh, what do we got going on here? We're going to have some baby ducks for sure, man. These guys are not particularly good at mating. It happens that quick. They can spend sometimes like 5 minutes trying to stay on top, and then when the actual act of it happens, it's like all over in about, I don't know, a second, 2 seconds. Took about 1 minute, man. And old mate's getting like his head held under. There we go, it's in there now. And watch him fall off. Yep, that was actually a mating, believe it or not. And she's like, that doesn't satisfy me at all. Is that all you got? These guys, man, they're just crack up. Absolute crack up. And Ducky, being Muscovy, well, she's like, I'm not having a bar of this. The reality is they actually can crossbreed with Pekin ducks, but she's not having a bar of it. She's an old duck now. She's actually close to 20 years of age. It's really good to see bees on this flower here, on this plant. They're pollinating everything. That's exactly what we want. I've been waiting to see if the bees are going to pollinate my wasabi plant, and that's exactly what I want. Good stuff. The baby ones I planted out about 4 weeks ago from stewed Driva, looking really good. And these ones here, they're away, and I'm so stoked to see them getting pollinated. I put the wire around because the sparrows were picking them. That kept them out. Today Daniel's going to turn this over, and we're going to put some lime on it because there's quite a lot of clay in here. G'day mate, how you going? Come and see us, have you? Beautiful little birds, fantail. Right up close too. They're so friendly. Not afraid of humans at all. I've done all my soil preparation here. Got this cardboard over the top. And I've got on there chicken poo breaking down, rotten eggs, all sorts of stuff, coffee grounds. I'm just going to check the soil now because I've ordered $300 worth of wasabi plants from Christchurch. That's right, they're $15 each. So I've got 20 plants coming. There's a worm there. I haven't actually put lime in here because I was afraid that it would upset my worms. This is breaking down really well. Look at that, there's worms in there. Plenty of worms. Look at the size of this guy. Wow. Look at the soil. It's all leaf. It's going to be really good. It's breaking down beautifully. Really breaking down well. There's worms inside that. That's what I'm going to plant my next wasabi. G'day mate, you come back to see us again, have you? Hey? Old mate's getting these tiny little flies on this pad here. See that there? There's tiny wee ones. That's what he's come down for. There he goes, having a feed right now. Getting right into it. Just about right next to me. Good stuff, mate. Don't forget the back floor at the back too, yeah? Yeah. Looks like we've got some eggs there. These mussel boys are so good for growing plants in. That's sorrel there. It's really nice to eat. Goes well in salads. This here's broken down sheep poo. I picked it off the paddock when we had a lot of sheep in here, and I've been turning it over for quite a while. It's about a year old, and it's really, really good for growing your veggies because it's already broken down. So we're just going to add that in there now for where I'm going to put my new lettuces today. I'll add a bit of compost and mix that too. This is really good stuff. It's broken down sawdust, what was growing under our trees, and what was topsoil mixed up, and some compost. It's a really good mix. It's got broken down chicken poo in it, a little bit more sheep poo, and I've also got some seaweed in there somewhere. And a few duck feathers in the bottom of it too, by the looks of it. Okay, just going to spread that out and put our lettuces in. Hey Daniel, look what I found.
Hey.
Yeah. It's hiding underneath the trailer.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. We have a rule around here with tools. You finish using them, you clean them, put them back in the same place, and this one for some reason didn't go back where it was, and I couldn't find it. Now I've got it. I'm going to smack it, lettuce right in there. One thing I'll say about lockdown, it gets the garden done. There you go, mate. It's really funny how the dogs like that horrible water. They've got clean bowls of clean water, but they go to the green, crappy duck water.
The whole bucket.
Oh, nice. Good poo and sawdust. You know, we can use that for the garden. We'll start a new compost for that and break it down. So don't forget to replace the sawdust in the chicken's house. Good man. Done and dusted. Lettuces are the fastest growing vegetable in our garden. So we can eat these probably in 3 weeks, particularly if there's a lot of good nutrition in the ground. They end up being like these guys here, which we eat right now. But this garden here, as you can see, these guys have all done their dash. So going to replant that out again too. We've got some nice coriander there that's still doing well, but the rest of it we can replant out and we'll put something back in the soil. Daniel's replacing sawdust. They'll pick a little bit of that and get something out of it. Fresh sawdust. Some people ask why I don't use hay. The reason I don't use hay is it has seeds and we use this for our garden and it's easy to replace. You can find the sawdust at your local mill. Nothing in there? Ducks aren't laying in that one, okay. Who likes coriander and who doesn't? I love this with meat. It's a real good one. This is really good soil. Gonna replant that again. Yesterday we did this garden patch here with lime and coffee and duck poo and stuff. These are going in the glass house and some are getting planted out. You guys are probably in a position, some of you, where you just can't go anywhere and you're scared to go outside because there's people and people could contaminate you or the people you love, and I'm pretty blessed to have this bit of land here. So hopefully it makes you feel a little bit better just seeing a bloke out planting his bloody lettuces. It's the only thing I can do, and I wish I could bring you something a lot more exciting, but I can't because I've got to obey the law. And the law's there for a very good reason, is to stop the spread of it. That's the only way we're going to get on top of it, by us all sticking to that law. So if you are tempted to go and see a mate or see your girlfriend and break your bubble, just understand that it's actually a really selfish act. And I can understand people wanting to do it, but it is selfish because I'm guessing that's why, I don't know, I'm only off the top of my head because I don't really watch the news much, but I'm guessing that's why it got out of hand in New South Wales. Somebody can maybe enlighten me a bit more on that, but whatever, it's definitely got out of hand, and that's probably where the strain we've got in New Zealand came from. Right, we're going to smack these guys in the garden. These guys are like a brick. I think we'll just loosen that up a little bit. A bit of water. Got these now planted out. Spring onions in. We're working on this garden here. Spencer rotary hoed this and cut it out. Daniel's turned it over twice now, I think, and breaking these weeds down. And at this end here, it's a lot of clay. I'm going to put lime through the whole garden though. And just spread that out a bit, bud. You can see the coloration here of the yellow clay. It's quite thick. Subscriber Big D said that lime's good for the garden, and so did a few other people, so that's what we're putting on. Hey bro, you want a sniff? Good gear, man. Want a sniff?
Might be cut.
Might be cut it right. It reminds me of my old days in Germany as an entertainer. There used to be a doctor called Dr. Feelgood. There's quite a few Dr. Feelgoods around, and if you're a musician working on the circuit and you're getting tired, you go to see the doctor. Look at these little bags of powder, sniff them up your nose. I thought it was a great idea, eh? One day I got a bad nosebleed after it, and that was the end of that. Fucking dumb idea. What's that, bud?
The mucous membrane's just a memory.
One of the really cool things about being your own boss, I just saying to Daniel, is that you can be honest. You can say exactly what you're thinking. Like I just talked about my past then. Used to go on stage in Europe like I'd had a bag of flour over my head some nights. Some people wouldn't say that publicly because they'd be afraid that their boss would hear it and go, oh, can't employ you, you're a druggie. I'm not a druggie. I've been down that road and I've got through it and I'm clean. But you can actually speak your truth when you've got your own business, and I guess my YouTube channel is a business. So you guys get to hear stuff that's not really edited out, because if you think about it, say you're going to go for like a job interview or you're going to rent a property, if your landlord or your prospective boss, if he has a choice of two people and one of them's covered in tattoos and has a bad past, how you going, Daniel?
What's up?
And the other one is like wholesome and got no tattoos and clearly hasn't done any drugs, who's going to get the apartment to rent, or who's going to get the job? Who do you reckon, Daniel?
Probably the one that seems
Wholesome?
more keen for the job, I'd say.
It's not. I think it's changed a lot with tattoos that way. I think the world's changed a lot. I think people these days. Hold on, mate. This twitch when you see that. See it there? Let's take that out of the garden, because this stuff is. There's a whole lot in the last garden we did that's come back up. It will grow again. So when you see it, just exit it from the garden.
Yeah, we're getting rid of like the main clumps.
Yep. Good man. Yeah, I think people have changed a lot about tattoos.
Yeah.
Tattoos on your neck and hands, I'm not sure. I think the jury's not out on that one yet, but definitely other
Everyone
tattoos.
has them these days, you know.
What's that, bud?
Everyone has them these days.
Yeah, a lot do. Mostly artists, chefs. You're going to be a chef one day. Well, actually, I don't know what you're going to be. Maybe you're going to be a goat colour. Maybe you're going to be a military man. Who knows? Time will tell. Anyway, we've got that lime all on the garden down there. She's done right through. Daniel's turning it over. And that will be sweet as, bro. Looking good. So how many hours are you doing a day? Just 2?
Yeah, about 2, yeah.
Okay, well you do have the option of clocking up some extra ones and credits if you want, but if you want to just do 2, what suits you? What do you feel?
2 to 4 hours is pretty manageable.
2 to 4 hours?
Yeah.
Pretty manageable.
How long this takes me, because this
Yep.
will be the job for the day.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, you decide yourself, mate. I'm going to water the wasabi. That there is the bane of my life, twitch. I just took that out of the glass house, growing. At least we can give it to these guys, they'll pick it a bit and get a bit of something out of it. It's not a real flash tucker for chickens, but they still chew it up eventually. This is the new coffee machine. Thank you, Noel Leeming. It's off the floor. It's a shop one, and they sold it to me. Now, what they didn't tell me was it was a shop one that actually had coffee beans stuck inside it, so it didn't go when I got it home. It was all jammed up. So someone had made a cup of coffee with it. That's okay. I got it cheap, so I'm not grizzling. Anybody else got one of these? They're like automatic. Just does the grind when you put it in by itself. To tamp it, you just push that thing down like that a couple of times or even once. That's enough. And look at that. It's already tamped. That's bloody good, isn't it? Look, right at place. Perfect. Normally we use Chloe's coffee, but today we're using Jed's. Stick out. Oh, I think we're going to go to my and hit that, and she starts to do a thing. Oh, Bruno wants to come in, but he's not allowed inside. Just out there, boy. Oh, looks good. It's kind of getting closer and closer to the door. Oh boy. I'm thinking about getting another dogo when Bruno's gone. There's really only 2 breeders I know of. One's in Brightwater, and the other one's in the North Island. But I'm not sure yet. Haven't decided. Yep, she's looking good. You can see we've got a big hole back there. That's where the splashback's going to go. They had to make a hole to get through to plumb the fridge in, because we didn't realise the fridge had to be plumbed in. And we put the wall up, and uh-oh, there's no water to it, because it's got the sort of ice maker thing. No, that's not ice maker, sorry, that's fresh water. I've never used it yet, but there's an ice maker down in here. So I didn't know that. Doesn't matter though, because Richmond Glass are going to put a splashback in there, so they'll cover it up. Here in New Zealand, we just don't know how bloody lucky we are. When I was working in Thailand, I was working with guys that were affiliated with the mafia, and some of them were the mafia. And the shrimp boats, they used to control those as well. And the shrimp boats, they used to give them back in those days speed, now they give them crack. And they work those guys, the captains have worked them sometimes 24 hours around the clock for 3 or 4 days, and they just give them like speed and stuff. Do a bit of research on it. I met a guy that escaped from it. The captain would also shoot guys on the boat if they didn't work hard. Just put them on the edge and shoot them. Anyway, I'm like one of those captains. I'm giving you some speed to get you up to speed.
Cheer up. Where's the rum ration with it?
What's that?
Where's the rum ration with it?
Rum ration, no, we'll do that later on. But that was a pretty eye-opener for me in Thailand, eh?
Yeah.
So they'd make these promises. They'd take them from either Cambodia or different places, and they'd promise them like work and make a lot of money, and eventually these guys they'd get taken advantage of. I don't know if it still goes on today, but back then, we're talking the 90s,
Yeah.
I had some horrific stories of people come back. One guy at sea got his hand caught in a winch, and they had no doctor on board, and he was at sea like for like 6 weeks, and it got infected, and he got septicemia, and got really sick. When he came back to the mainland, he was like so incapacitated with this infection, and his family had to pay a lot of money just to get him like all the right intravenous antibiotics and stuff, and he was like really sick. They just don't look after their staff at all.
Bloody hell.
When you think about that, 2 hours a day, collecting a few eggs and walking the dogs and
not too bad.
digging a garden, it's a pretty good deal, eh, bro?
I'd say.
Mind you, those guys, they even didn't get paid sometimes too. Anyway, we're doing a sort of a lockdown snap vlog today. What is today? Is it Wednesday?
I think it's Thursday.
Thursday? I've lost count.
Yeah, me too.
Thursday, maybe it
It's
is.
only been like 2 days in lockdown.
Yeah, I really feel for you guys that are locked down for months on end, man. It's like, man, I feel for you guys. I can't imagine what it's like being locked down in the city, where you can't have the freedom. Like, we're lucky here, we can walk around and stuff, but I can't imagine what it's like. It must be really hard on the mental. I really do feel for you guys. It's like, fuck, that'd be just horrible. Bruno, you're in the sun. You're too hot there, mate. Look at you panting away there, eh? That's too hot. You come out of the sun, old boy. That's too hot there. I wasn't talking to you, Pace. Hey, you're a good boy, aren't you, eh? Good dog. Oh, you're a good dog. I've got him tied up because he runs away. You're a good boy, aren't you, eh? You're a good boy. But Bruno, you're too hot there, mate. I'm going to put him in a cooler place. I'm going to get his blanket and take him out to the wash house so he can cool off. Bruno, come. You can lie in a cool place. It's way too hot there. Bruno, come. Come on, mate. Good look after me, old mate. Come on, boy. Good boy. Come on. Come on. Good dog. He's had a big walk this morning around the farm. It's nice and cool in here in the wash house. I'm going to put this blanket on the ground. Bruno, come. Here, in your box. Find that, mate. There's a nice blanket. You stay there. Good boy. That's a lot cooler. You stay there. Good boy. That's better, mate. That's a lot cooler there, eh? Here we go. Comfortable for you too, eh? You deserve a bit of comfort, old fella. Yes, you do. You're a good boy. Yes, you are. You're a good dog. You're a good boy, Bruno. Yes, you are, mate. We love you very much. Yes, we do. We love you very much. Look at the size of these paws, would you? They're huge. Massive, massive paws. He wears the front of them right off when he's walking because he drags his toes. Aren't you, boy, eh? That's a lot nicer than the cooler, eh? Yeah, much more comfortable. That's a good dog. Good boy. He's much happier there now. Hey, that was today's snap vlog. I'll keep turning them out while this lockdown goes on so you've got something to watch, and see you in the next one. Be good. And I mean be good. Stay locked down. Don't spread this bloody virus. If you can't be good, be careful. See you later. Geez, that be good, be careful really applies to this right now, doesn't it? Be careful. So I know you can't always be good.
Lock us down until this COVID shitstorm virus leaves town.